everybody, welcome to Ready Set Drone. Today I have the Dazhong UDIRC drone. This thing looks like a good beginner trainer drone with some cool features, some FPV, a camera, barometer hold, and lots of other stuff. So stay tuned and we'll check it out. So let's take it out of the box and take a look at it, because I believe it is actually smaller than the X5C, and I'm curious to see if it's a better indoor flyer and or beginner drone. So there it is with all the stuff in the box. I have actually already opened it and charged the batteries, so we'd be ready for this. Prop guards, comes with a screwdriver, comes with a USB micro SD. Oh no, this is actually a charger for the batteries. So I recently learned the name of these. It's LoC, mini LoC connector is what I believe this is called. And so I'm glad I learned the name because I've used them a lot and I never knew. There's some spare parts for the props, it looks like. Here's the actual quad with the camera already attached to it. It's got a nice big lens on that camera. I mean, it looks like a serious lens. Is it tiltable? Yes, and the lens is tiltable up and down. 4 spare props, 2 batteries, which is a nice plus. These are 1S 3.7 volt, 500 milliamp hour batteries. So not the most robust batteries, but look well made. And again, standard connector, that mini LoC connector. I hope I'm getting that right. And like I said, I just learned it. So remote control here. Let's go ahead and take this out. Here's the remote, which has a phone holder. Yep, you push that up and you can put your phone right there with the app installed. It's not a very robust feeling remote. It does have a screw in the back, which I'm not a big fan of because you have to have a screwdriver and invariably these little screws get lost, but whatever. And I'll bet it probably takes 4 double A's. Let's take a look and see. Well, it's not very easy to get off, actually. There we go. Yep, 4 double A's go in there, so I'll need to get those. And then it looks like it has a little sun shield for your phone, which is kind of cool. This thing might go right in here and pop open. Yeah. Yeah, so if you got your phone in here, it gives you a little bit of shade around the phone, which is kind of a cool feature. I haven't ever seen that before on one of these with the phone. I'm not sure what the app is called. We got the directions here. Let's take a look real quick and see where you download this app. So this app is called Flying C, S-E-E, Flying C app. It's available for Google Play or App Store for Apple devices. I actually think I already have this app on my phone for a couple of other quads, so I'll see if it works, if it recognizes it. But of course this thing connects over Wi-Fi, so you're not going to have a whole lot of range. It's not going to be able to fly too far away, but it does a decent job. I found the apps have been getting better over recent time. Now, in terms of size, you know, I thought this thing was going to be smaller than the Syma X5C, but in reality, it is pretty similar in size. There's the 2 of them stacked on top of each other, and you can see they are just about the same. Actually, this one is a little bit bigger than the Syma X5C, and it is definitely taller, thicker off the ground. And like I said, the camera, the lens on that thing is pretty good size. It looks like it's a serious lens. So I thought it was going to be smaller. It's a little bit bigger, similar build, slightly different body style, but again, similar build. Brushed quad. You know, this isn't brushless propellers or brushless motors. And usually these propellers are turned with a gear in there that gives the motors a little bit more oomph, a little more torque. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the landing gear. Okay, finally got all 4 screws tightened down. Landing gear is on. Not going to bother with the prop guards. Of course, the spare props. I do like, I've said this before, I like the different color props in the front and the back. Makes it way easier to keep it oriented in the air if you're flying line of sight. The green in the front and the black in the back, as opposed to this one, which is all white. which gets really confusing as to which direction it's flying. These also have similar little LED lights on the bottom. These four little guys, these are just the covers, but there's lights in there, so you've got green and red. Interestingly, the SEMA has the red in the front, and this one has the green. The UDIRC has the green in the front. The SEMA has the red in the front, which I guess that's just a decision they made. And like I said, I've already charged these batteries, the LiPos, so we'll slide one in there. Connect it up. Looks like it must have a switch on it, because when I connected that battery it didn't come on, which actually I'm a big fan of. Also, I'm going to say it's real easy to get the battery in there, which is nice. Usually these things are really tight and it's hard to get the battery placed inside, but it was nice that it wasn't this time. Turn on the radio. The quad does have an on-off switch down on the bottom. Turn that on. Okay. Quad is on. Radio's on. And then what typically happens is the lights blink fast and slow, and then you push the stick up and then down. I do have the little display here is responding to different inputs from the throttle. Let's see, now how do we get the motors fired up? Okay, motors fire up in a pretty standard way. Both sticks down and in fires up the motor, so I just did that. So let me go ahead and get the app on my phone and find the Wi-Fi. So this thing, like other quads of this caliber, gives off a Wi-Fi signal, and you can pick it up on your phone. You have to go into the Wi-Fi first. So you see there's the Flying C app. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that. Oh, you know what, actually, I was just saying this, what I have to do first is go into my Wi-Fi settings and look for the UDIRC Wi-Fi network, which is right there, and hit it, connect to it. It's going to give me a security warning, but that's okay. Now I'm connected to it. Now I'm going to go back to the Flying C app. So there is the live view from the camera, and you can see, there I am. Okay, so I'm going to try recording a little bit of video. I just hit the video record button, and so I'm thinking it's recording. Probably just records locally to the phone. I don't know if I'll be able to get the files off the phone easily, but we'll find out. And here we go. Very quiet, actually. Bring it over here. There it is. The altitude hold actually works pretty well. This is me not touching the altitude. Well, it's going down a little bit, but now it's going back up. And just pushing the right stick around. And you can see it's holding pretty decently at one height. I'll bring it over here and try flipping it. So it flipped, and it lost enough altitude that it dropped to the ground. So let's see, let's try the headless mode. Yep, headless mode works great no matter which way I rotate it, even if I'm pushing the stick away or pulling the stick back. It flies in the same direction. I just took it out of headless mode because I don't like flying in headless mode. Try another flip. Like I said, it loses a lot of altitude on the flips, so not super impressed by that. So I wasn't terribly impressed with this thing with the camera on as far as flight characteristics goes. It was underpowered, a little sluggish, hit the ground a lot, dropped a lot when you did flips. So I thought before I totally wrote it off, I would take the camera off of it, and which is pretty easy to do. It's one plug and then it pops out, and fly it with no camera and see how it is just as a little line of sight flyer just for fun without a camera. So let's see what it does. Here goes. Alright. First trick is going to be the flip. See how it does without the camera on the flip. So let's bring it over here where we can see it. Oh, it's so much better. Yeah. It hardly loses any altitude when it flips without the camera. So my overall impression of this thing is, it's a much better flyer without the camera and the extra weight of the camera. It definitely is more responsive. So if you get one and you're gonna try and just fly it for fun, take the camera off. The video quality is okay, so if you want to shoot video with it, you can do a little bit, but just know that it flies a lot better without the camera. The altitude hold works pretty well. It's fairly quiet. It's very cool looking. I mean, I love the colors, and I love the bright LEDs, and I love the propellers being different colors. But as far as performance goes, it's pretty mediocre. If you're a beginner and you're just learning how to fly, it wouldn't be a bad choice, but there's also other quads out there for about the same price that might be a better choice. Look around my channel and you'll see a few of them. So I appreciate the opportunity to check this out, but for me, this thing is kind of a 5 or a 4 on a scale of 1 to 10. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please hit the like button. And if you want more videos about drones and UAVs and quadcopters and all that good stuff, please subscribe to Ready Set Drone. We'll see you next time. Take it easy.